Hello and welcome back to the Gate series. It has been a very long time. It has been an entire year since I have posted a Gate video, and I'm so happy to be back sharing this information with you. It feels so good. So today we're going to focus on Gate 22. This gate is off of the solar plexus in your human design body graph. It is in the channel 1222, which is the design of a social being. 22 is located in the individual circuitry, and this gate is part of the knowing circuitry as well. So, this gate is a very powerful gate when activated. It is the gate that pushes up from the solar plexus and moves towards the throat. And it really allows an individual to offer others a sense of empowerment with their voice. So, we're talking about the ability to influence others with your voice and through our voice make people feel. This gate is about helping others to feel empowered via your own emotional experience, which can influence others in a very deep way. So, it's really up to you to tend to your emotional landscape and inner life so that you can transmit your awareness and influence the collective with your knowing. This energy is about having a knowing and being in tune with your emotional experience, and then sharing that energy pushes up to the throat to share this experience with others. When you are empowered and clear with your intention and expression, you have the ability to share your spirit and uniqueness, which transmits through a sound wave that actually causes mutations in evolution. This gate is also known as the hexagram in the Chinese I Ching, that is called grace. In the gene keys, which is the mystical cousin of human design, I like to say, this gene key 22 is known as graciousness in the gift essence, in the gift expression. In the gene keys, there is a shadow expression, a gift frequency, and also a acidic frequency, which is the highest expression of each gate or gene key. So Richard Rudd, the author of and the creator of the gene keys, or the receiver, I should say, says that gene key 22 holds the true meaning of suffering. And when we can extract that meaning, we can transform. So suffering is a universal experience that we have as humans, and we all share this bond. So the shadow, let's go into the shadow expression of this gene key. The shadow expression of gate 22 is dishonor. So this is an energy of mistrust and irresponsibility. The shadow of dishonor manifests in how we may choose to unconsciously or consciously not take responsibility for our emotional state. The shadow expression is about the unwillingness to feel certain emotions, and that can look like the act of suppressing emotions or judging your emotions. And when we cannot feel our feelings, when we deny, suppress, or project onto others, we are dishonoring ourselves. So, this energy is not about fixing our moods, it is about trusting our inner world and allowing ourselves to move through emotions like waves without having to manipulate them. I believe it's the ultimate act of self trust and requires a lot of courage. Richard Rudd says, we must pass through our own suffering to reach higher states of consciousness. So, this shadow can be manifest as either repressive or reactive. And so, all the shadow, all the shadow energy and the shadow frequency of each of these gates within our chart, they always have a reactive and a repressive expression. So, notice when you're thinking about this gate in particular, or any other gates that are activated within your chart, you can always notice the tendency that you have when you're in the shadow frequency. Are you more reactive or more repressive? The reactive is typically rooted in anger. The repressive is rooted in fear. So the repressive expression of dishonor is sort of this properness. So this shadow manifests as a repression of our natural impulses. And it looks like someone who is very socially adept, because remember, this is the design of a social being. And they're seemingly very even keeled. However, on the inside, they are extremely constricted by their suppression of their innate passion. So the repressive manifestation as being proper, this person can appear to be very charming and charismatic and really be seething inside, just feeling very constricted and afraid to express their passion and impulse because this um, gene key or gate is really deeply passionate and emotional. The reactive shadow expression of the gate 22 is inappropriate. So, this manifestation of a shadow frequency is expressed as destructive and pretty chaotic. This looks like someone who is unable to manage their emotional experience and allows their emotions to rule their lives. The reactive shadow feels like the inability to listen effectively, whether it's to themselves or others. Now let's move into the gift of this gate 22 or gene key 22 or hexagram 22 if you're looking at the I Ching. The gift is about graciousness. The gift of the 22 is so potent. Richard Rudd, from the author of the Gene Keys, the creator of the Gene Keys, actually wrote the biggest chapter about this specific gene key out of all of the 64 gene keys within the human design body graph. It is just loaded with content and juiciness, and I highly recommend purchasing the Gene Keys book and exploring it for yourself if you don't have it already. So, the gift of graciousness. This is about truly touching people's hearts and souls. If you have this activated, you are meant to do this. So, this is about positively impacting people's emotions. This is a major part of your life purpose if you have the 22 activated, and especially if you have this whole channel activated, the 1222, because that is just going right up to your throat. So, this gift expresses itself with a deep consideration. Richard Rudd says, there is a profound kindness at the core of this gift that can elevate others beyond their normal consciousness to states of love, laughter, or tears. For this reason, many people connected with this gift assume artistic, musical, or vocal roles in life, where they can influence others with their natural social grace. So often people with a 22 activated in their chart will have deeply challenging relationships, and they are meant to help teach them emotional mastery. Can you relate to this? Others will innately seek you out for guidance. Does that resonate? And as an authority, and as an authority. So guidance, see you as an authority. And this oftentimes happens as you master the gift of graciousness because you are embodied in the deep respect of yours and others' emotional experience, especially suffering. So I'd like to end this gate video with one more quote from Richard Rudd. Your life can be filled with art, music, romance, deep relationships, and enchantment. But above all else, this is the gift of living life from a place of deep love and soul.